here we are again now, and it's like no time has passed. Gazing out upon the sunset as it sinks into the night. Many times it seemed as though a given day might be our last. Face to face with certain death, it's somehow coming out alright. I don't think that we have any cause to lament, but there's quite a lot of thrilling intent, thrilling intent, thrilling intent, thrilling intent.
Ashen Knight just kind of leans down to Gregor. Doesn't this remind you of the good old days of the Outriders? Such glory, such bloodshed.
Gregor is already on the ground, and he just sinks down further into it.
He's still looking at Gregor the whole time without changing his vision, and you just watch his arm just shoots out backwards, slamming the knife into the side of the creature's jaw and just dragging him down to the dirt in front of him. And you watch as he pins him down and like breaks his jaw and is like, "Go on, finish him. We need to save as many as we can. You're one of the last ones. I'd hate to lose you too."
Oh. I hate this.
I love this. I love that every single line is like, oh.
You see, he has no struggle keeping this creature down.
And, as if on cue, something else enters the clearing. Well ahead of the rest of the group, someone charges in and joins you. Using some simple deduction, Harlock was able to figure out that the creatures were very obviously after the lantern. She manages to separate herself at least slightly from her sleeping comrades to make her job a little easier. Currently,
burdened by my teammates.
Currently, Marcus and Ash have been left with Inian and Lyra. However, Harlock enters the clearing and sees this situation unfolding. You almost remember someone of this description. It's strange. You take a look at the scene unfolding in front of you, and you see this creature, and your instincts definitely go off, but well, Gregor's froze, because Gregor's instincts are attempting to try to fully comprehend this creature, trying to be like, how do I beat it? How do I fight it? Because it's clearly a danger. Harlock, you have an understanding in Free Arc that some things can never be fought. Some things can never be overcome, and your mind locks down in that similar way, and you simply look at the situation objectively. Your mind's scanning, almost like it does in the moments before death, desperately pulling on different bits of information, trying to find anything useful that might help it. You remember a scattered passage from long ago about warriors brave going into Crowhenge for the very first time, taking down that castle's ruler, and the mysterious circumstances under which they all vanished. This pattern, this armor, it almost seems familiar. It almost screams of a fighter lost in ages past. A model that you and your groups would use when raiding the castle. It's strange to see this figure, almost something of legend. A beast that shouldn't be here standing in front of you and defending your sweet cinnamon roll. I was gonna say friend, but I'm not. Yeah. That's a more accurate assessment. Your mind freezes for a second, turning over this new information before Business Harlock kicks back and is like, no, we gotta do something.
Yep.
You cast your gaze around and you manage to see, just peeking out from the very edge of over here, one of the Alm, and you're like, you begin to put two and two together, and you're pretty sure over the very edge of the barrel you see the outline of someone you're very much acquainted with, and you're like, suddenly your job comes to mind.
First of all, Harlock isn't going to hang out in this clearing. She's going to sneak up into one of these trees.
Good move.
Nice. And she is going to I rolled 15 for initiative, by the way.
Oh yeah, I'm just dropping you where we are. 15's good. That's perfect.
She is going to extendo arm and grab Astra and Astra only and bring her to her.
What a hero.
Okay, give me a roll.
16.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay. I'll say you can do it on the condition that it isn't like grab her, pull her to you. You've got to like Spider-Man down swing, grab just her, and then fuck off across the clearing.
Okay, I will do that, and I will also take a Yomi.
Okay, fantastic. Because, like, if you'd absolutely killed the... Like, 16's really good, don't get me wrong. This situation is perilous. It is safer where you are right now than over on the other side of the clearing. So that's going to be the trade-off we get for you pulling this
I'm
off.
going to be in slightly more danger in the other.
You're gonna be in slightly more danger. Astra's gonna be in much less.
Okay.
So... Gregor, you feel like it. You almost feel the smugness and the glasses swing from behind you across this clearing as Harlock enters the fray. You expect something to happen, something to follow, and indeed, you do hear the telltale and rush of wind of Harlock moving quickly. She zips across, lands next to Astra for but a second, grabs her, and then fucks off in this direction.
Gregor doesn't see it, but he gets the idea that something like that would happen.
Ashen Knight totally sees that, and he's just like, picking favorites, I see. But then
And Gregor totally gets what's going on.
As you land, he makes sure that you can hear Harlock. He's like, Lady Harlock, I suppose the situation could be described as spaghetti.
Harlock, you're just like Gregor as you're completely seen through. You feel your blood run cold, and like you feel the warmth drain from your body, and then you hear the first syllable of spaghetti, and it all comes back, and you're like, what?
Spaghetti.
The Ashen
Watch
Knight
out for
nods.
that tree.
Oh my god. Okay. Next up, the Ohm's turn. The Ohm, like, they see Harlock come down and then shoot off, and they get, like, a half-second look of, like, oh man, we're saved. And Harlock leaves, and they're like, they all look at Gregor. Gregor, is there something they should be doing? Should they keep fleeing?
I'm unable... No, okay.
If you're down for the count, that is A-okay.
Not down for the count. Gregor stands up and is unwilling or unable to break eye contact with the knight. And, but as suggested, he begins stabbing the downed creature in the head over and over with his glaive.
Ooh.
Still looking at the knight.
Give me a roll.
The Ashen Knight leans in real close, and with each word, more ash begins to pour out of the mask. Good.
Like this. Oh, I got an 18.
Oh my god. Give me your mighty deeds of arms too.
Okay. Only a 2.
Okay. That means you don't get anything special, but enjoy your free crit from the Ashen Knight. God, okay. Give me another d20. We're rolling on the fighter crit table.
5.
5. That is not actually too... That's like an okay one. Let me see.
It's just a...
No, that's fitting, actually. No, that's just hemorrhaging. Okay, so... Oh boy, god, that's fucked. Gregor, you do as the Ashen Knight suggests, and you feel like You feel something almost start to come over you as you stab this creature. You end its life briefly, but like, in doing so, Gregor, you end the creature's life at the Ashen Knight's suggestion. Let's put it like that. And it's weird. In doing so, you continue to feel transfixed, but it's strange. It's almost ethereal. Like, what you're doing feels right. Your body, your limbs almost become a little looser, more disjointed. That incredible locked up sensation that you had up to this point, those muscles binding and that fear begins to relax a lot, and you feel your body taking on an almost unusual stance. It's strange, but you feel weirdly at home, almost like when you were with the Outriders and you'd get personal instruction and you were told to change your stance, change your posture, change the way that you're holding your glaive. You swing around a little more recklessly, and it's almost as if your attacks have additional gravity. What doesn't seem to be physically possible is your attacks cleave almost with explosive force, and in a few moments, the creature lies dead immediately in front of you.
The Ashen Knight leans in again real close. Do you know what separates us from the beast and man? A monster takes. They take our families, our loved ones, our hopes and our dreams. But man, we give. We give pain. We give suffering. We return everything they've done to us. And because you and I are man, and we are kind, and we give, I give you this technique.
Ooh.
Everything is
Holy shit. Holy shit.
Gregor, congratulations. You've been given the Ashen Stance.
Oh, no.
Don't use it.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely use it. It's really good, guys.
You then feel something slam next to you, and it's this gray banner with a sigil you've never seen before. And he like stands up more, doesn't fully stand up. It seems like he actually has a hard time getting out of this posture, and he says, "This is for you, another gift. I see you're interested in running, which is disappointing." He looks at the blood on the knife and then slicks off the blade. "But I do hope, if you do decide to run, that you would place this banner in stone, in dirt, or a body, and twist. It will summon me. Whether you need my blade or guidance, I will aid you, Gregor Hartway, for that is what men do. We help one another." And he slowly extends the hand.
Take banner Y/N, Gregor, and if you need a second, I totally understand.
Was that hand extension for like a handshake type thing?
Yes,
or-
there is no malicious activity whatsoever.
Yeah.
This is a very slow, like, even he's like, I need to be slow about this. I don't want to freak him out.
Gregor slowly extends his hand as well and grips the finger, I guess, of this giant knight and grips it tightly as if to hold him there so he can't escape, even though that's not going to happen.
That activates my secret action.
Yes?
If the Ashen Knight touches Gregor, then I'm going to go get him back. And the very specific way that I'm going to do that is I am going to plant my sickle arm in the ground, anchoring it. And I am going to fire it, sort of kind of like how I do with my grappling hook arm. And the sickle is going to slide on the ground, creating sparks, which will ignite the Kierkorp powder
God.
as the rope wraps around Gregor, probably not super comfortably, and pulls him towards us.
Okay.
Glad we have Spider-Man in our party, guys.
This is, oh my god, this is so cool. Hold on. Okay, so this is how this is gonna play out. I'm gonna roll a dice for you. Brennan, give me a roll.
Okay.
I'm curious. I'm gonna roll on my end. Oh, this is such a cool. This is. Sorry, Matt. You're probably not going to get to play this
Dude,
time. I'm
no,
really
no
sorry.
worries.
This is just.
I'm just happy to be here. Don't worry about it.
This is a perfect ending. Holy
Is 18
shit.
good?
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
So, here's how this is going to go. My roll on my end was extremely high, so this is going to be fun. Gregor, you reach out and you touch this creature, and you feel no maliciousness from it. You feel an odd amount of kinship from this person. It's not just because this thing has the ability apparently to see through you. You can tell that there's an intent and clarity of purpose here that you haven't felt in years. It's something that drew you almost like a moth to a flame to the Outriders to begin with. It's a sensation that makes you feel simultaneously terrified, alienated. It feels as if you're staring at something large and unknowable, but oddly excited, and it feels like home in its own weird way. And your heart, a heart that's been lying dormant for a long, long time, begins to sort of beat again. An instinct that you've let sort of not rust, but that's been dormant inside you for a long, long time, bubbles its way to the surface. And that's just from an instant of contact. And then you hear the roar and the rush of flames as the entire battlefield around you comes to life, detonating one after the other. Flames licking around the battlefield from the scattered powder. And you are dragged away by a wire you didn't even know was there. Dazed, confused, the lights twisting and turning in front of your vision. And as you... Oh, yeah.
I noticed the explosions and frantically turned back to the knight. How do you know? Zoop!
As you're dragged off, you turn around and you see the knight, as if unbothered by the flames, as if enjoying the flames. He stands there, completely unperturbed, surrounded on all sides by the creatures. You watch and see as many more bear down on it, and you can tell, even under the mask, this creature is grinning. The embers begin to flick and fade away as you're pulled away from this burning battlefield, and your only memory of this brief exchange is that sensation within your chest and a banner clutched tightly in your hand.